Page 95, numbers 7 through 12, Math 1 book. It says factor the polynomial by a grouping. So here we are. We have four terms. Remember, when we have four terms, our only option, well, not our only option, but typically polynomials with four terms, you're going to factor by grouping. The steps are to group, then to do the GCF, then to do the GCF again. We had just done some problems with GCF with that third step. Now we have to attach those first two steps at the beginning. Okay, so here we are. We have four terms. What you're going to want to do is group two terms to where they have factors in common. Okay, so now what's the greatest common factor of just this binomial here? X squared. X squared is your common factor there. So x squared, if I were to divide this here, I'd get x. I'm sorry, dividing that by x squared gives you x. So when I multiply these two, it gives me x cubed. Alright, now when I divide this by x squared, a lot of people say, oh, it doesn't give you anything. Yes, it does. It gives you a 1. Okay? Plus, what comes out of here? 5. 5 is in common. So there you go. 5 times x plus 1. Remember, 5 divided by 5 is 1. So now we are in that step that we started in page 95, numbers 1 through 6. And let me show you that. Page 95, numbers 1 through 6, it starts us with these in the format like this, where they're already grouped and they've already taken a GCF out. Well, these have been grouped now, and I've taken GCFs out of the binomials, and now I have to take the GCF again. I have to take the greatest common factor of the first term and the second term. Okay, what is the greatest common factor? That common factor is x plus 1. Okay, and then what is left over when I divide both of these terms by x plus 1? If I divide this one by x plus 1, I get x squared. If I divide this one by x plus 1, I get 5. So there you have it. And that one's finished. Go back through that and do it again if you need to. Here's number 11, and on number 11 you want to take a little bit more time in your grouping step, because notice when you group, you're supposed to have a plus sign between your parentheses. This has a minus sign right in front of that term that I want to group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another step and I'm going to write it as t cubed plus 12t squared plus negative 2t minus 24. Okay, so now I'm going to group the first two terms and the last two terms. Okay, you're grouping them so that they have a common factor. Most of the time, though, you're gonna run into questions like this where you just group the first two and the last two. Okay, so what is in common in this binomial? Just a t squared. I'm left with t plus 12. What is in common in this binomial? Well, a negative 2 can come out. You can write plus negative 2, but I'm just going to write minus 2, parentheses. If I divided this by negative 2, I'd get t. If I divide this by negative 2, I get positive 12. And that's a good thing, because when you look at the two terms, again, there's only two terms, this term and this term. Remember, I take that negative as a term because this is like a plus and minus, a plus and negative, right? Okay, this is a term and this is a term. What is the greatest thing in common? The easiest thing for me to see is that there's a t plus 12 in common. So I take that, put it out front, multiply by t squared minus 2. T squared minus 2. Okay, I hope that's helpful to you. Again, that was page 95, numbers 7 through 12, in the Math 1 book.